So today we're going to be talking about, is it profitable to trade in Forex? So in order to do that, we need to talk about two things. Let's go. The first thing we have to talk about is how you make money trading Forex. And the next thing we want to talk about is how long it takes. All right? So let's start with how long it takes. And this is on two fronts. We want to talk about how long each trade could possibly take, and then how long it actually takes to build consistency. So we'll start with how long each trade could take. A trade can take as little as a few seconds and as long as you want it to be. A year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, right? Obviously, there are different types of trades for different types of traders. So what I want you to understand is, in order for you to get a good grip on how long you should hold a trade, I need you to look within yourself. Are you a patient person or are you an impatient person? If you are a patient person, you might, and I'm saying this you might favor holding trades for longer because it doesn't really matter to you to make money now, right? If you are an impatient person, trying to do that, trying to hold trades for longer, will actually end up proving difficult for you, right? So it might be favorable for you to probably hold trades for a little shorter time, right? How short? That is dependent on you and when you begin to actually put it into practice. The next thing in terms of how long is how long is it typically takes to build consistency. And that's what all traders really need, right? Consistency. All traders need consistency in their trading because any good trader will tell you this. It only takes you finding an edge and then manipulating it such that you can repeat it over and over and over. It doesn't mean that you're going to win every single trade. You're not, right? What it means is you have a higher probability of winning as opposed to losing. And that's what you want. You want to be able to win more trades over time, right? And win more money over time, right? Than you lose over time. Because if you're winning more trades over time, obviously, that just makes things a lot easier, right? Now, the question is, how long does it take to get to that level of consistency? Again, that can vary. It can vary in the sense of your ability to learn and comprehend, your ability to put what you've learned into practice, and then your ability to stay disciplined to keep putting that into practice without changing much, right? The problem that a lot of traders have is that last part. You see the discipline? That last part, putting what it is you've learned into practice and doing it over and over and over. That's what discipline is. Staying focused on doing the same thing that you've decided to do because that's what you decided to do. A lot of traders are going to struggle with this, right? What I would advise is before you do anything, try to make sure that you're getting the correct information, right? One of the biggest mistakes is getting the wrong information that everybody else is going to be giving you, right? Buy support, sell resistance, blah, blah, blah. By getting that information, you are almost guaranteed to want to do something else as you realize it's not going to work, right? Something that you have to learn very quickly in this industry, if you're now coming into this industry, something that you have to learn very, very quickly is what everybody is doing, unlikely that it is the correct thing, right? The masses are around 90-something% of the time. So if you're following what everybody else is doing, there's a very high likelihood that you're going to get the result that everybody else is getting, right? So you're trying to get the correct information from the jump, right? If you're seeing people, everybody's saying buy support, sell resistance, buy the trend line, the trend is your friend. You see that? That's not going to bring profitability, right? Take it from me. It's not going to bring profitability. There's a lot more that goes into trading, profitable trading, than buying support, selling resistance, and just buying a random trend line, right? So for me, these are some of the things in terms of how long it would take to build consistency and what you could typically do, right? These are some of the mistakes that some people make early on, and you can curb this, you can change this really, really quickly, right? The next thing is, how do you make money trading? How is it profitable? So I have had this chart on for a little while, right, in this video. I want to highlight a few areas, right? So I want to look at this area here, right? I want to look at this area. I want to look at this area, right? This area, this area, this area, this area, and all of this. So you see these areas that I've circled? If you are a person that pays attention to details, right? And I really hope that you are the type of person that pays attention to details, because to be a good trader, that's what technically you're paid to do. Pay attention to details, right? If you're paying attention to the areas that I've circled, you will quickly realize that the areas that I've circled, the market, which is what we're seeing here, is not moving a lot in these circled areas, in these highlighted areas, right? Now, the reason why I am bringing these areas to your attention is because these areas are known as consolidation or accumulation. Accumulation of what? It is an accumulation of liquidity being injected into the market by virtue of the 90% of traders that lose. The 90% of traders that trade support, resistance, and trend lines, and they don't really have a good understanding of what market structure really is, right? So for me, if you don't understand where the market is going, trying to trade during these areas is an extremely dangerous thing. Now, I do highlight that you can trade within these accumulation areas and these accumulation zones, right? But you must understand where the market is going and when it is preparing to do so, right? Because if you understand that the market is selling, and you understand that at the end of a consolidation, the next phase the market is going to go into is a momentum-based move. If you can get into the momentum-based move before it gets into the move, you're going to make a lot more money. And you can see that here. Right as it ends the consolidation phase, it goes into momentum. Ends the consolidation phase, it goes into momentum. Ends the consolidation phase, into momentum. Ends momentum, ends momentum, ends momentum, ends momentum, and you see it going. Ends. So that's what it is. It's always two phases: consolidation and momentum. Now, the thing is, where you will make the money is in momentum, not consolidation, right? Unless you're scalping the market for 2, 3, 5, 10 pips per trade, you're not going to make money in a consolidating market unless you're scalping. And scalping is where you're taking trades for literally 2, 3, 5 minutes and closing them. And you can do that, but it's a lot harder than you think it is. The trade that you want to get is really realistically the trade that you can see where it is in momentum, right? You can see where the trade actually starts to push into your favor. And like I said, if you understand where the market is going from the jump, right? If you understand market structure and where typically the market is going to try to go from the jump, it's going to be a lot easier for you to make money, right? You'll never make money faster than when the market is already going in the direction that you want it to go. So that is how you can make money trading in this industry. That is what makes it profitable. But I'll tell you, it's not as easy as you think it is. It is not as easy as you think it is. It's not as easy as people say it is, right? If somebody is telling you, come join my course, you're going to make $1 million, I'm going to make you rich, I'm going to do, you see that? Let me tell you, run far, turn around, don't ever look back, because they are lying to you. The reality is, in this industry, it is extremely hard to be profitable. It takes a lot of time, a lot of dedication, a lot of attention and respect, and a lot of work and discipline to get to a certain level. And even when you get to a certain level, I'll tell you, you'll be so surprised. What you see in the mainstream in terms of what people say that they make, it's very likely that they're not making that, right? Very, very likely. Anybody who's actively telling you how much they make probably has an agenda. So get that in your head.